What's good, y'all, and welcome to my review for the Royal Rumble 2022. The show just ended, and overall, to be fair, this wasn't a terrible show. It really wasn't. There were a lot of great matches, two amazing matches, I would say. Obviously, with Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, that match was fantastic. And of course, Roman and Seth Rollins was amazing in its own right. The Beth and Edge mixed tag match for what it was pretty entertaining, enjoyable. The men's Royal Rumble match wasn't terrible as well. There were some entertaining bits of it. Brock Lesnar is, of course, your winner of the Rumble, which isn't too surprising. After what we saw happen in the end of Lashley's match, we kind of suspected that most likely Brock was going to be able to beat the Rumble, or something major was going to happen in the Rumble that will probably continue on with the Roman feud. So I'm not too pissed off or really anything with that one, but I will say this one was probably one of the weakest, if not the weakest, Royal Rumble I have ever reviewed, because really outside of those two matches, nothing else in this row really stuck out. Like, the men's match was pretty forgettable. There weren't that many surprises. Nothing major. I mean, yeah, well, I found it funny because when I started, like, man, there's no surprises. The men's Royal Rumble match. Where the hell is everybody? Then that's when Bad Bunny and the others showed up. And I was like, oh, well, there they are. But, like, no major debuts, no major, holy fuck, I can't believe they're at the Rumble. Nothing like that, man. Not for the men's or the women's outside of Rhonda, obviously. But, yeah, solid show around, but definitely probably the weakest Rumble match I have at least reviewed. But yeah, man, without further ado, let's just jump right in. So we started the show off with Roman and Seth Rollins. Now, first of all, I gotta say, I despise the fact that WWE pay-per-views are now on Saturdays, okay? I hate this. Because, as you guys know, if you guys are following me on Twitter and, watch my other content, you guys know that on Saturdays, Saturday nights most specifically, there's Toonami. And when that's the case, and I have a pay-per-view that week, that's obviously going to run right. That the way when it's end, it's going to run up really close to finish when Toonami airs. Because especially if it's one I got to review, I'm usually watching JD's review after the show ends, and then I'm recording mine, or I'm recording mine, starting mine, and like watching his review. It ends up being pretty tight by it when all things get aired. I don't like that. I like it when it's on Sundays. I have Toonamis on Saturdays, and then I have the WWE pay-per-views on Sundays. I don't got to worry about anything else during that day unless I'm reviewing something on Sundays. But I don't got to worry about, I don't really got to worry about this race against the clock to make sure I don't miss anything from Toonami, But yeah, I know this is going to be the thing for the rest of the year, and yeah, it's not the worst thing until a couple of weeks, to be fair, for someone like me who only reviews WWE's major shows. But I don't like it. I hope they go back to Sundays next year. I think that works better, and I think that's where pay-per-view should stay. But yeah, I hate the Saturday thing. I hope it doesn't stay. But that's just my personal opinion. Maybe you guys prefer that. I don't know. I prefer my pay-per-views on Saturday. It just works better with my schedule and everything, especially when I'm recording these and all that shit. But that's just me. You guys may feel different, but I wanted to get my take out there just to get it out there. So this match between Roman and Seth was fucking amazing. First off, we gotta talk about the best part of this match. We start the match off. Roman makes his entrance first. Then when Seth makes his entrance, the Shield music starts playing. Dana, 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 Dana. Seriously, I was laughing my ass off when the Shield music started playing, and then we see Seth. He's in the crowd. He's wearing the Shield gear and everything. Man, he dives with the barricade like he used to. Man, all is there, and I was loving it. I was laughing my ass off while I was watching it. And actually, funny story, I was actually thinking of wearing my Shield t-shirt today, but I ended up wearing my Seth Rollins shirt, and then Seth comes out in his fucking Shield gear, man. I just thought that was hilarious. But the match itself was fucking amazing. Of course, these two were obviously going at it, and then we got a lot of really cool spots. Like, you had Seth hit, of course, the buckle bomb into the curve stomp, which I always love that 1-2 combo he does. You had Seth, Seth counter the spear into the pedigree like he did at, Money in the Bank 2016, I think it was, when he won the WWE Championship after he came back from his knee injury. I would say I don't think it looked as clean as that one as it did in Money in the Bank, I would say, but it still looked amazing regardless. And then And then, of course, later on, he of course hits the gets the guillotine on Seth, and then with Roman, and then he's obviously like struggling to get to the ropes and everything. And then when he's like really starting to get really close to it, it looks like he passes out. And now this was fucking brilliant on Seth's part. Seriously, this was so clever. You guys follow me on Twitter. You guys know I tweet out clever good when I saw this, where when Seth is like arm is like dang is like basically on the ground. He looks like he's dead or whatever. The ref is obviously going to check. He lifts his arm up and drops it. But when he drops it, Seth is able to finally grab onto the rope. So with Seth playing dead, the ref actually ended up assisting him in trying to get to the ropes to obviously force the break. When I saw that, I was like, that's fucking brilliant. That is so fucking clever on Seth's part, man. Seriously, that was big brain. Big brain Seth, man, was there. That was big brain. So you have that, and then afterward, and then of course the ref starts to count 1, 2, and he ends up refusing to break the count, and then and eventually the ref obviously comes to disqualification because of course Roman didn't break the hold. So that's what happens. He's trying to get off there. Roman is screaming and muttering to himself, he deserved it. He deserved it. Like I said, Roman sounds like he's going fucking insane right at this moment. But then afterwards, this was amazing. I love this. And you guys follow me on Twitter. I said Dean Ambrose improves this beatdown because when Seth starts to get back up, Roman goes to the outside, and also you had Seth do a power bomb, which I believe it was Pat McAfee on commentary said call it a shield power bomb or a shield bomb because obviously the triple power bomb is what the Shield used to do. You guys know that, which. I mean, I guess it works technically because, he is in the Shield gear and everything. But obviously, it wasn't a triple power bomb because, of course, Dean is our boy John Moxley is over in AEW. But anyway, and like Loki, when that happened and like the curve song and everything, I was thinking like, are they actually going to give Seth the belt? Are they actually going to finish Roman's run tonight? Legit? Like there was a couple close calls where I was like, ooh, they can actually do that? But anyway, he grabs the chair, goes in there, and then hits Seth in the back, just like Seth hit Dean all those years ago at Raw, back when the product was actually good. And I actually looked forward to Monday Night Raw. I looked forward to SmackDown. Until, unlike today, where I'm constantly dreading it. Oh, how I miss the old days. But regardless, there's another time for me to reminisce on the good old days. But whatever. Anyway, so he comes in there, hits Seth with the chair, and then he just starts beating the ever-living piss out of Seth Rollins. Hitting him with the chair, until the thing starts bending and breaking apart at the seams. Before he finally throws the chair away and then walks out with his belt. Puts it over his shoulder like he used to, man, and just walks up the ramp like a badass. Fucking awesome, man. But yeah, this was probably my favorite match of the night. This match was really fucking good. A lot of amazing spots, and I'm definitely curious to know where I'm going to see this match come to returning at Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia, where Seth and Roman are going to have another one-on-one match, and that's when Roman will probably get his clean victory 1, 2, 3 rather than the DQ. We'll have to wait and see on that, but either way, I know some people had some issues with the match, of course, not giving a clear victor, which, I understand. I personally didn't mind just because of everything that happened, but overall, fantastic match, at least to me. So then we had the Women's Royal Rumble. Oh, Jesus Christ. This was probably one of the most lackluster and boring Rumbles I've ever seen, if I'm being real with you guys. Listen, the Rumble match itself wasn't horrific. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but it was just really boring and instantly fell apart as soon as Sasha got eliminated, man. And bro, did they do Sasha? I was getting PTSD flashbacks to when D. Bryan got eliminated back in 2015. I was getting fucking PTSD flashbacks when I saw Sasha get eliminated, which is a damn shit, because I was really hoping she won it, and she came out in fucking Sailor Moon. It looked fucking amazing, too. Seriously, Mikasa. Shout out to Mikasa, man. He did such an amazing job making his wife look good in that Sailor Moon gear, man. It looks good. That's probably my all-time favorite. That's probably one of my favorites of Sasha's gear outside the Wonder Woman one, is that Sailor Moon, because I know how much she loves Sailor Moon. It was like one of her favorite animes. She grew up watching it and shit. So she looked amazing, man. She even like had the things in her hair as well, man. It looked really fucking good. Obviously, those didn't last long once the match got started because you know all the bumps and the going over the top rope and everything. Those went away very quickly. But you know, she looked amazing and she came out number 1. Melina actually came out number 2, which was really shocking. I didn't think we were going to see Melina, which was fun because I know there were like some rumors of her returning, like 2 years ago or something, which I don't know if this is like maybe a sign that, hey, they're maybe going to bring her back and we're going to see her maybe more on television, or if this is just a one and done thing for the Rumble. Either way, it was nice to see her, and of course she did the splits and everything, which I definitely very much enjoyed. Yes, I am a straight man. Hey man, Melina's attractive, man. What can I say? I like watching the goods. But yeah, it was nice seeing her do the splits again and everything, man. That was fun because last time we saw Melina in WWE was like what, 2010? Legit, she were like retired like when she left the WWE. Was like around the time I just started watching WWE. Crazy, man. But yeah, it was nice to see Melina. It was nice to see her again. She looked good. She ended up lasting long, so I ended up eliminating her very quickly, which I was a little annoyed by. I was like, come on, you couldn't let her last at least a couple minutes or something. But whatever. So then everyone else starts coming in. As I mentioned, Sasha gets eliminated, which I fucking despise. Then you had a bunch of other people. You had Kelly come in. Ivory also made an appearance where she was going like, how there's nothing has changed, and women, and I want these girls, and I want women instead of these girls, which I don't know Ivory. She's obviously before my time, but I will say I did like this segment. It was one of the more entertainment. And then Raina just kind of grabs her and throws her over the top rope, which I thought was pretty funny. Then Cameron's music started playing, which was the Funkadores music, and I started to get a PTSD flashback again. I was like, when it started playing, I was like, just like remembering back those days. Like which I didn't hate the Funkasaurus or any of that gimmick back in the villages. I was like, what, 12 when Brodus Clay was doing that? I enjoyed it, but I was just like, Cameron. Which is weird. And it was weird that she came out to that music because I swear she had her own music when the Funkadactyls obviously broke off. I'm pretty sure, or maybe they lost the rights to that music. I don't fucking know. But I just thought weird that she came out to that music. And then, of course, we had Sonya Deville come in there and be like, I have the jacket on. I am an official. No one can touch me, which kind of dumb. And then once she takes it off, she's obviously now then an in-ring competitor, which... whatever, dumbness aside, and then everyone was like, oh yeah, Cameron and Naomi, they were cool, they were friends because, you know, the Funkadactyls and everything. And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, this whole thing, like, weren't they feuding at the end of Cameron's run? Like, once they broke off, didn't Cameron turn heel on Naomi and they feuded for a bit? Like, I'm pretty, because they keep saying, like, oh, they're great friends, they're good friends, they're friends. And I'm like, didn't they feud like at the end of Cameron's run or something? Like I'm legitimately asking because I legit don't remember because this shit happened like what, 2014, 2015? Like it's obviously been a long time, so I don't really remember for certain. If you guys know for certain, you know, tell me in the comments. But that was the thing, and I'm just like, wow. Like that's kind of like I was scratching my head on that. I thought that was a lot. But obviously, that's when Sonya takes off her jacket and comes in there, starts beating the shit out of Cameron, throws her over the top rope. Naomi comes in there and, of course, does her thing, which JD mentioned this in his review, and I absolutely agree because of what obviously happened at the end of the match where Rhonda won. Where it's like, what if it was Sasha and you know, not Sasha. I wish it was Sasha, but like, what was Naomi and Sonya at the end of the Rumble? And then, you know, Naomi won and like threw Sonya off the top rope to win the match and go to main event WrestleMania. I'm like, yeah, it's a good idea. Why didn't they just go with that instead? You know what I mean? Ugh, seriously, this just, or at least made her just put Naomi in like the final 2 or something. Jesus Christ. But anyway, other people came in there. Kelly came in there like number 3 or 4 or whatever, and maybe number 5. No lie, I did have a smile when I saw her because you guys, I mentioned before, like previous videos of my reviews for the Rumbles that Kelly was like my favorite diva back when I was growing up, man, before obviously AJ Lee came in and everything. So she'll always have a little special place in my heart. I'm not going to say she's a good wrestler because she's not. I mean, she botched the head scissors when she came in this match. But hey, man, I always enjoy watching her. And she'll always have a special place in my heart from the nostalgia to when I first started watching WWE. So yeah, I had a smile when I saw Kelly. You know, call me biased and blinded by nostalgia, but I will always be happy to see Kelly. That's just so yeah, she also got eliminated very quickly and everything, blah, 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 blah. Others come in there. I'm not going to keep tabs on everything here, man. Liv came in there. Of course, the Bella Twins came in there. Botch mode, yay! Of course, she started doing deep Ryans, yes chants, and the crowd's going crazy because that's basically all that woman can do is just rip off her husband and do his shit for 10 times worse. I'm probably gonna cancel that, but fuck it, y'all know it's the truth. Anyway, so you had them. You had Liv Morgan come in there. She at least got a couple handful of names, but of course she got eliminated by the Bella Twins because of course she did. Sarah Logan made her appearance, which I was also not surprised. Seriously, the women's Royal Rumble definitely was the one that had the surprises. The oh shit, I didn't think I'd see them here. Like Melina, Sarah Logan, and obviously Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler coming out number 30 as well. They had the surprises. While the men's one, I was just like, where are the surprises? This is the Rumble. Where's my oh shit mode, you know? But so obviously the women got all the oh shit modes. And the women's match is the only one that actually got the save spot with fucking Dana Brooke and Reginald or whatever. Like, yeah, obviously had the spot with Kofi that he had that end game botch. Naomi was gonna do something, but of course Sonya Deville pushed her out of the ring, so she got eliminated as well because of course she did. And yeah, but anyway, Sarah Lowe comes in there. They have this little reunion with Liv, Riot Squad, and everything. And then, of course, the Bella Twins attack them because fuck them, I guess. Like, I'm like, come on, you couldn't let them at least hug or something, you know? But they eliminate them. That really irked me. And then eventually, Rhonda comes out, number 28, I believe it was. Charlotte comes out as well. And then, to my surprise, Shayna, I'm still on her name for some reason. Shayna ended up coming out as number 30, and I was like, ooh, Shayna Baszler is number 30. Okay, this might get interesting because Ronda was in the ring as well. We know also their connection to the MMA for Horsewoman and everything. Nothing really happened between them. I don't remember them even fighting or teaming up or anything. They were just kind of doing their own separate things. But eventually, it was left. The final two was Ronda and Charlotte, which really irked me. That was Charlotte. I'm like, really, Charlotte again? You couldn't put in Ronda. You couldn't put in Bianca. Sasha, Naomi, fucking Lita, fucking Melina, Mickey James, for God's sake, just somebody new. Somebody there other than Charlotte. So that hurt me because it shows you WWE refuses to build new stars. But anyway, eventually Ronda wins the match, and she points this guy. Apparently the sign started like melting or something. I saw this video on Instagram about like there was like some like liquid or something coming out of the WrestleMania sign after the pyro went off when the Ronda pointed it out or something. So that was interesting. But yeah, man, all things considered, not the worst Rumble, not the worst thing I've ever seen, but definitely a very underwhelming and kind of boring women's Royal Rumble match. The men's was also similar as well, but it at least got a little bit more interesting at points. But yeah, so that's what I gotta say with the women's Royal Rumble. So then next up was Piper Niven versus Becky Lynch for the Raw title, women's title, I should say. I'm gonna be real, I didn't even watch this match. Legit, I did not even watch this match. In fact, while this match was on, I went and grabbed dinner because I did not give a shit about this match. And there was no build, and I heard the match wasn't much to write home about anyway. Becky won, so yeah. Like I said, I didn't watch. I ain't got nothing to say about it, man. What do you want from me? So then we have Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, which is obviously a match that we've all been looking forward to. We all wanted to see that ever since Bobby Lashley, of course, made his reappearance in the WWE. And I gotta say, at least to me personally, I loved the match. I thought it was really fun and enjoyable just seeing these two just try and basically kill each other. Sure, couldn't have been longer, could have done this, and that, third, sure. I would like, maybe, who knows, maybe we might see this match maybe get out of maybe Saudi or something. Probably not. This is probably the only time we will see these two finally go at it. But either way, man, I really enjoyed this match, and it was definitely probably my second favorite. And not probably, it was, or I guess I should say, it is my second favorite match of the night. But anyway, so this match started off strong with stalemate, with them just going for the collar title, and they're just both just trying to make each other move, but neither of them do. So eventually they kind of do it again, and then they manage to break out of it. Then of course Brock Lesnar hits the German suplex city. We're already there. Of course, and Brock's like, and then eventually Bobby returns the favor. Brock's like, okay, I see you, bro. So then they really start going at it. Eventually, you got like more suplexes in there. Bobby Lashley ends up getting 2 spears. They eventually go to the outside. Bobby tries to spear Brock through the the barricade again, but this time Brock managed to dodge it, and then just Bobby just yeets himself in the barricade, and the entire thing just fucking breaks apart. The scenes, man, looked absolutely awesome, man. So they get back at it. They keep like once again more suplexes, and then it really becomes Suplex City, where Brock's hitting like multiple suplexes in quick succession, but then he goes for the F5, but Bobby manages to counter into the Hurt Lock, and so he's like doing his thing, but eventually, Brock manages to get out of it, or actually no. Now Brock, well, he does manage to get out, but what he does is Brock could like goes over to like the corner and like just basically shoves Bobby into the corner to get him up. But when he goes into the corner, the ref just gets sandwiched between them, and then, which I'm surprised the ref wasn't dead already from that spot alone. But then Brock puts him up for the F5, hits it, but when he like throws Bobby and like he does the turn and everything, Bobby's legs end up hitting the ref, and then that's when the ref finally perishes. He goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get the point. Keeps going, and there's no ref to honestly count the pin. And then this is when it gets interesting. That is, of course, when Roman Reigns comes out of nowhere and just spears Brock Lesnar. After that, he looks over at Paul Heyman, staring into his very soul, and extends his hand out to him. And that is when Paul Heyman hands him the WWE Championship and hits Brock with the head of it and leaves the ring, while Bobby Lashley goes for the pin for the 1, 2, 3, and Bobby Lashley, is your new WWE Champion. I gotta say, low-key surprised by this ending. I honestly thought that Brock was going to retain this match, or maybe, I don't know, they would do some like massive unification match or a winner-take-all match between Brock and Roman for WrestleMania, but nope, they did not go that route, and instead Bobby Lashley is once again WWE Champion again, which I'm down for. I'm all for that. And so yeah, so Roman leaves while Paul Heyman is next to him. So obviously we know that Paul Heyman was always on Roman's side. He just made Brock think he was on his side, man. Fantastic match overall. At least I thought so, man. I really enjoyed this one. And yeah, Bobby Lashley's your new WWE Champion. Good shit. So then we actually had the mixed tag team match between Miz and Maurice versus Edge and Beth. This overall, all things considered, even though the storyline was completely pointless, and had absolutely no build, no meaning, and I just did not really give a shit. The match was pretty good. It was entertaining. I enjoyed it. And to be fair, the promos that we got between Miz and Maurice and Edge and Beth were pretty good. They were some of the more enjoyable sections of those episodes of Raw. But yeah, if I had it my way, this would never been a thing. This feud was kind of pointless. But anyway, so the match starts off with Beth and Maurice, and of course Maurice wants absolutely no part of Beth for obvious reasons. She would get massacred by Beth so much as looking at her. Eventually Miz comes in there, they eventually do their thing, and then you actually had Maurice like slap Miz when Edge was like chilling on the ropes. This absolutely enrages Beth, and she goes marching over to where Maurice is. Maurice, of course, starts running away, and then that's when Beth, and I believe it was either here or it might have been later on the match, but either way, I found it strange, where Beth grabs a chair and is obviously going to hit Maurice with this, but the ref, or at least the ref, tells her just not to do it. And then I believe it was Corey, if not, it was like Byron Saxton or whoever on commentary mentioned that if Beth hits Maurice with the chair, she will get disqualified. Which doesn't make any sense to me, because as you guys know, neither Beth nor Maurice were the legal competitors in the match, so how would that end in disqualification if Beth hits Maurice with the chair when neither one of them are the legal competitors? Doesn't really make much sense to me, but whatever. She drops the chair and gets back to the corner. But eventually, of course, Beth and Maurice finally get at it. Beth, of course, beats the living piss out of Maurice, and then Miz starts to get involved, and he's like, "Oh, take me," He's just like and he's just talking trash to fucking Beth. Beth actually fucking power bombs the Miz later on the match. That was quite interesting. And just starts manhandling and throwing him around like a bitch, which was quite the entertaining sight. You actually also had Maurice hit a Hurricane Rana on Edge, which actually didn't look like complete shit, surprisingly. It actually looked pretty good. And then As they eventually keep going at it, Edge hits a spear. You actually had Beth. Well, actually, you had, like, I believe it was Miz and Maurice go for, like, a double skull crushing finale on Edge. This is honestly what I thought would end the match, because by this point, I believe that's when Maurice had already hit Beth with their purse, which obviously has the brick in it. And I thought, okay, this is the end of the match. They're going to extend this over to the Elimination Chamber, and that's when Edge is going to get his win. But then once he goes to the pin, 1, 2, kick out from Edge. I was like, oh, the match is continuing. Okay, never mind. I am now intrigued. You now have my attention. And so eventually, hits Edge and Marie and Beth hit a double spear on Miz, and that's when they hit double glam slams to finally win the match. Overall, pretty solid match, all things considered. Enjoyable. I really do guys how much I love Edge. You guys don't know how much I don't really like the Miz. But all things considered, I enjoyed it, and it was an entertaining match, which I say is what all you can ask for this type of match. Now, obviously, onto the Men's Royal Rumble match itself. Now, like I said, fine match as well. I think I like this a little bit more than the women's. I would say I definitely think the women had the more surprises in there, but this one I thought was the overall better match, I would say. But yeah, so this time we actually started off with with AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura starting off the match, which I thought was very interesting. I was like, those two, okay, the New Japan guys, okay. I was a little intrigued by that one, to see what was going to happen there. Eventually, you had, I believe, Austin Theory came out number 3, and we were off to the races. Eventually, Shinsuke got eliminated. He didn't really end up lasting long. AJ would end up getting eliminated by fucking Mad Cat Moss when he made his introduction, which was dumb as hell. I feel like he should have been the one to win the Rumble, or at least been one of the guys that would have gone the distance, if you ask me, but whatever. So then everyone else that's made their guy, Damian Priest, and everyone that almost makes his entrance in there, and then of course, yeah, Chad Gable leading the charge to try and take him down. He had Damian Priest go after him first because he was like the biggest guy there, and then once he gets eliminated, that's when they use the distraction to finally try and eliminate almost. And AJ actually is pretty clever, where he hits like a phenomenal forearm on him as they're trying to lift him up, and that's what the final push that they need to finally get him out of the ring. So that was pretty clever. That was a good spot. Then, of course, you got a bunch of others coming in there. You had, like, Sheamus, Rich Holland, Drew McIntyre, of course, Baron Corbin and Mad Cat Moss, like I mentioned. Rick Boogs, that was pretty cool to see. Rick Boogs make his appearance. He got a huge pop. Of course, you had Sami Zayn. You have Johnny Knoxville coming out in this fucking superhero costume, which was pretty funny. Him and Sami had a little nice back and forth, and Sami actually ended up eliminating Johnny Knoxville, which I was kind of surprised because I thought Johnny was probably going to get the elimination on Sami, if you ask me, but nope, it was the other way around. So then, as the match continues on, Drew makes his appearance in like 26 or something. And then at this point in the match, I believe I might see the start of the video, where I'm like, damn, where are all the surprises? Where are all the surprise entrances? Everyone else has just been like, people on the roster and people we already knew. Where are the surprises? Come on, the women had some decent ones, like Melina and fucking, Ronda Rousey. What's going on here? And literally, right as I said that, the next one that come in there was Bad Bunny. Which was like, oh, Bad Bunny. Now, I was actually kind of surprised with it, at the same time I wasn't, because while I was scrolling through Instagram, I think either during the show or a little before, from Breaching Report Wrestling, there was a picture of Bad Bunny with The Undertaker. So it was almost kind of like subtle foreshadowing that, Bad Bunny might be on the show a little bit. Kind of almost spoiled it if you consider that. But yeah, he made his appearance. Then eventually we had Shane McMahon make his appearance next. So we had like back-to-back shock, like this back-to-back surprise entrances, if you want to call them that. And then at number 30, of course, was Brock Lesnar. Brock, of course, went on tear, eliminating motherfuckers left, right, and center. And even Bad Bunny, listen, say what you will about WWE bringing people in like Bad Bunny or Johnny Knoxville. Give Bad Bunny his props for taking an F5. That man took it like a champ and sold it well. So shout out to Bad Bunny for taking that move. Shout out to him, and of course, he got eliminated. Eventually, the final two would end up being Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar, which I liked. I was like, all right, this looks better than what happened with the women's match in fairness. So they go at it, but eventually, Brock Lesnar will win the match to, of course, win the Royal Rumble. So, Not just right. Of course, Randy Orton made his appearance in there as well. I'm sure on top of him, and he was treated like a fucking god. Seriously, he probably got like the biggest pop of the night was when Randy Orton showed up, and everyone was treating him like he was a god, man. Makes sense. This is his hometown, man. But yeah, man. So Brock Lesnar won the match, and Brock went like hard on Randy too when he got in there, man. But yeah, man, don't look at much more than saying that. Overall, pretty solid show. The men's Royal Rumble match I thought was a little bit better than the women's, but still kind of underwhelming in its own right, especially compared to last year. Just last year's Rumble was really good, man. I don't know why it dipped so hard this year from last year to this year. Same thing almost with Survivor Series too. Back-to-back shows where I'm like, this is the weakest pay-per-view I've reviewed of this show since I started doing the reviews. But yeah, man, overall, pretty solid show. Very enjoyable show. Definitely, I really enjoyed it with Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, and of course, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, of course, making the show, and definitely one of the best parts of it. So, because of how great those two matches were, overall, my final verdict for Royal Rumble 2022 is going to be an 8 out of 10, guys. So like I said, mostly because of how great those two matches were. Without them, I probably would have given the show like a 5 or a 6, honestly. But anyway, guys, as always, guys, leave your thoughts down in the comments. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What are your predictions of what you think is going to happen with WrestleMania? Who do you think is going to pick who? And what do you think is going to happen in the Elimination Chamber? Leave your thoughts below. Leave all your thoughts down below on what you think is going to happen for this road to WrestleMania this year. And yeah, man, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like, if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram at Twitter, Flagging. Links in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time. You